This is Rabbi Andy Markowitz, and I am here to offer some suggestions on how to spice up your seder. And this one in particular is about what are we doing at the seder? So we are supposed to be telling the story of the Jewish people going, or the Israelites going from slavery to freedom, me'avdut lecherut. And in fact, we start off by doing that. And then we start off by saying that, and we say, this is the bread of affliction. All those who are hungry, come and eat. Everyone knows the Maxwell House Haggadah. But then it kind of becomes this weird liturgy where we're talking about forced children. We're talking about 4 cups of wine. There's an Elijah the prophet thing. We're singing songs. We're talking about all the plagues. It's not clear that we get the actual story a la Charlton Heston of the Ten Commandments, or really the Exodus from Egypt, if we look at the Haggadah itself. If you read the Haggadah from front to back, I'm not sure everyone will know what the story of Passover is. In fact, Moses' name is not to be found anywhere in the Haggadah itself, the traditional text of the Haggadah, because the traditional text of the Haggadah doesn't tell the story of Passover. It hints at it and talks about the importance of it, but telling the story itself is not inherently contained within the text. Now, that's interesting because there's a commandment that we find at the end of the Magid section of the Haggadah, in which we read that Bechol dor vador chayav adam lirot et atzmo ki'ilu hu yatsa mitzrayim, that in each and every generation, each and every one of us are required to view ourselves as if we ourselves are going out of Egypt, or that we had left Egypt. So we need to sort of feel that slavery, feel that oppression, which is easy to feel in today's world. And we're supposed to know and internalize the story itself. So my challenge for all of us as we go into the Seder is, what are the ways in which we ourselves are leaving Mitzrayim? Mitzrayim being the Hebrew word for Egypt, but also being a synonym in Hebrew for the narrow place, or the places in which we find ourselves constricted. Now, many of us are constricted in today's world, and we can see it in the way in which our world has narrowed as a result of COVID-19. But we also all restrict our own lives in our own unique ways, and whether it be because we happen to work a little bit too much. We happen to, we like to window shop and maybe shop a little more on Amazon, and that finds us, puts us in a financial bind. Or maybe we have a gym membership and we're not necessarily going to it when we feel bad because we feel guilty, but we don't want to cancel it because if we cancel, we'll feel worse. Because if we have the membership, at least we'll go. Maybe, God willing, when all the gyms open up, we should all go. But what are the ways in which we narrow our own lives and keep ourselves from truly connecting to the world around us? What are the ways in which we can move from avdut to cherut, that we can move from personal slavery or internal slavery to whatever that thing might be, to some sort of freedom, some sort of openness to this vast place of connection and meaning. So these are important questions that we could ask at our Seder when it comes to this line in the Seder of Chayav Adam Lirot et Atzmo, that each and every one of us are supposed to view ourselves as we ourselves are leaving Egypt. And what are the things that we want to leave behind in this past year? And what are the ways in which we want to continue to grow and become better people, more connected people, more spiritual people, people who seek meaning in a more profound way. So my bracha for all of us is that when we come to this line, when each of us come to this line in our Seder, we ask that question and try to really view ourselves. What are the ways in which I am enslaved in this year? What are the ways in which I have constricted, or I am living in Mitzrayim? I'm living in this narrow place. And what are the ways in which I want to be free and move past? How can I make this story, this national story, my story? And how is my story inherently the national story? And how are we reflecting that back and forth? Chag Sameach, and I hope everyone has a meaningful seder. Have a wonderful day.